Hello again. Welcome to another video. I'm Dr. Ursa. This is my favorite snowstorms in video games. The Division 1 will always stand out to me as one of the most atmospheric games out there. I bought this game on a whim based on a cool end cap way back when I worked at Target, and I didn't expect to love a Tom Clancy game as much as this. You start in the ruins of New York City after a global pandemic, not relatable at all, and work to survive and take down the different terrorist groups that have claimed parts of the city. The Cleaners, the Rikers, and the Last Man Battalion have all claimed various districts of Manhattan, and it will take several hours of playtime to take them back. The community has mostly moved on to the Division 2 at this point, and we even have rumblings about a third entry into the series from developer Massive Entertainment, but I would recommend playing through this one just to experience this bleak, desperate, but unforgettable version of iconic New York City in all of its glory. The Sinnoh region of Pokemon was the first one to give us a true snowstorm experience in the series. The northern regions of this map, along with the central dividing mountain range, feature a permanent snowy landscape. Walking through these areas always felt amazing back in the day. Snuggled up somewhere warm with your DS while trudging through a snowfield was pretty great. This also introduced the Icy Stone mechanic that is used to evolve Eevee into Glaceon. They even took this concept a bit further with Pokemon Legends Arceus, which took us into the past when this region was known as Hisui. There are even some unique evolutions, Hisuian forms, that reflect this colder climate. I personally enjoyed the more bundled up character design from Platinum, as I always thought the short sleeves were an odd choice in the original Gen 4 games. Name a more iconic piece of video game music than this. Utilizing the impressive Mode 7 graphics of the Super Nintendo, Square was able to set a tone in just the first few minutes of the game. Watching the Magitech armor walk through the frozen waste while snow falls and the credits fade in and out at the top. A cool little detail is that you can see the mountains and town of Narsh rising in the distance as the music slows to a finale. This will be just one of many fantastical landscapes you experience throughout this Hallmark RPG, and Final Fantasy VI will always get a hard recommendation from me. Play this one somehow. You probably won't regret it. Time to put on some layers and maybe something with fur, because surviving wintry conditions looks like it was a lot harder back in Arthur Morgan's day. Red Dead Redemption 2 pulled no punches and decided to show off its impressive snow mechanics right away. The game starts with Arthur and the gang on the run from a job gone bad, and sees them spending their first few hours of gameplay hiding out in the wintry northern regions of the map. The first game did feature some of the slightly colder climates, such as the Tall Oaks area, but Red Dead 2 dialed it up to 11. This even carries into the online modes, where some significant fun can be had running around with your friends in a cowboy winter wonderland. Either way, make sure to dress warm and stay safe out on the mountain. So it's usually pretty hard to make a list about random features of games and not somehow end up back at Minecraft. Truly a testament to its longevity and growth over the years. That said, snow is one of the things that actually existed since the beginning. I never was a Minecraft master, so we'll keep this one brief. I did always like the jack-o'-lantern heads on the snow golems though. Share some Minecraft snow facts down in the comments. I am always eager to learn. I'm actually going to give this one to 2 games at once. I personally do not own a PlayStation at the moment, and refuse to take sides in any console wars, by the way. But I've gone out of my way to experience God of War 2018 and its sequel, God of War Ragnarok.
Top of the morning to you ladies, my name is Jacksepticeye and welcome back to God of Dad of Boy.
I played all of the classic games back in the day, and thoroughly enjoy what has been done with Kratos' growth beyond the rage and revenge. Seeing the ever-brutal God of War operate on a smaller scale and trying to learn how to be as close to normal as he can was a beautiful experience. Amazing stories aside, these games take place in some of the most beautiful snowy settings I've ever seen in a video game. They do well with other environments, but the snow and firs will always be one of my favorite looks, so maybe I'm a little biased. It will be interesting to see where they take the series in the future, but I trust the developers at this point. 2022's Game of the Year, Elden Ring, will always stand out for the tight Soulsborne gameplay, but is truly brought to life by the beautiful but extremely deadly open world. The lands between will punish you every chance it gets, but the game really takes a moment to make its point once you start seeking your way to the mythical Halig Tree. Following some cryptic quest, or looking it up online, players could make their way to a hidden path using a secret medallion. If you actually found this out yourself on an initial playthrough, I can only imagine the wonder and anxiety that came from unlocking this new area. The consecrated snowfield will begin with an almost total whiteout and force the player forward through various enemies. Once you are out in the open, you will find some of the tougher enemies in the game just wandering around or hanging out. Stay tough, and you can even find this quaint little town where absolutely no one wants to hurt you at all. Elden Ring wants you dead, and all I want to know is when is the DLC coming out? Please, From Software, please! One of my greatest games of all time, Metal Gear Solid introduced a young Dr. Ursa to the crazy world of Hideo Kojima and the ridiculous but somehow deeply meaningful world of Metal Gear. That's right, I was one of those kids that had no prior experience of the franchise going into this. My buddy Sean and I spent hours upon hours playing through this game on the weekends. I know it's been covered a million times, but it really was a groundbreaking moment when you learned you had to get Meryl's codec frequency off the back of the game case. Rip to the renters out there. But I have heard that some rental places started including a printed image of the back of the game case with the rental to try and avoid complaints. Thankfully, Snake has been given an injection of nanopeptides, later retconned to be early versions of the nanomachines that became the crux of it all by MGS4, that let him survive the harsh Arctic conditions of Shadow Moses Island.
Nanomachines, son!
You do spend a significant portion of the game inside and out of the snow, but it keeps coming back around and even plays into the guard AI. They'll track your footsteps. Absolutely mind-blowing back in 1998. This haunting atmosphere even returns in MGS4, Guns of the Patriots, which sees Old Snake returning to this iconic location. Make sure to play around with the camera while here, as you can even catch some ghosts of the developers and characters from the first game. Don't worry, Snake. We're all slowly but surely turning into Old Snakes ourselves. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and check out any of my other videos. Maybe you'll find something you like. Here's to a happy 2024. Stay safe out there, you guys. Stay warm and enjoy the content.
Alright, that hurt.